let's say you're a builder, but you've been meaning to get into the combat of Valheim. You're trying to get good, you don't know when to get good, what to try out. Well, I believe there is no better time than now, this period heading from Mistlands and maybe some early Ashlands, spoilers later on, that is the best time, right now. So, why is that? Well, we have so many tools introduced to us in the Mistlands that are just new, completely new. They have a new skill to level up, and everybody is at the same playing field regarding them. So, you're probably a builder, right? You have a ton of jump levels. I already know you got a ton of jump levels. Everybody who's done building your run and jump going around a big base is going to be actually really comparable to a combatant, because that's pretty much all you're leveling up in here. That's fine, however, because everything else is going to be from scratch on these things. Of course, these things are going to be the magics, so blood magic, elemental magic. Look at me, I'm a combatant. Swords 100, run and jump 100. Got some points in other skills like polearms, clubs, bows, which are classics. But I've got elemental magic 0, blood magic 0, and I only have crossbows 18. Of course, these three things are your classic new options, and you can be a real beast as a mage and using crossbow on that mage setup. Of course, look here, knives 0. Before Skull and Hottie, knives were, that cheap option. They didn't really have too much of a niche. They just kind of existed, but they were cheap, which is nice. And then you could get the Abyssal Razor early, which is nice. They had these weird little perks of conveniences. But Skull and Hottie is actually really good in specific situations because of how quick you can kill a simple target like a Seeker. So you have these situations, you can whip out Skull and Hottie, you can take out a target, and then all of a sudden your Eider and your stamina are regenning faster than it normally would because, well, the threat has gone faster. So you're just sitting there regenning all of your resources real quick. And that's good. You have this pocket Skull and Hottie. Of course, two-handed to two-handed mage stuff swapped Skull and Hotties really easily. But that's not just all. We look at the Ashlands, and here comes Ashlands spoilers. Let's do a little move this over. We have Berserker Axes. Yes. So let's zoom in on this. Love these Berserker Axes. Two-handed. And pretty much nobody going into a new run for Ashlands, even as a combatant, pretty much nobody's going to have high axe levels, if at all. Right? Nobody playing for the optimal grind is going to have high axe levels. Okay? Like, maybe you're somebody like me who goes out and tests axes and battle axes to see whether they're good or not, and you have an Axis 75 character just hanging around that can test this out at a high level immediately. Most people aren't like me, okay? So, most people, including this character that I have right now, so let's get back to this. This character that I have right now has Axis, what do I have, Axis 1? 1, Axis 1. So I've hit one Grey Dwarf, or Greyling with an axe one time while I was chopping wood. That's it. So we're all going to be on the same playing field for axes. So provided that those Berserker axes are good, which I mean, they better be, because the Jotunbane was not good. They gave one-handed swords cleave, so now the battle axes are kind of not very good. And oh boy. Axes need some help, because right now, going through the 6 biomes, leveling up axes, no good. So, yeah, just a thing for convenience if people don't want to feel like crafting a sword or something. They could use axes, but that doesn't make them particularly good in the grand scheme of things. And most people, yeah, just like me, even playing field, just like your crossbows, your elemental magic, your blood magic, and most likely even knives. So now is the time to get good at combat. But how do you get good from a non-combatant stance? Well, you see my Forsaken power over here? Bone Mass is your friend. Bone Mass is an amazing tool for learning, and even though I have very, very light armor on me all the time because it helps me in my offensive game, Bone Mass still makes me huge, hugely tanky, just immensely tanky in a lot of different situations. So Bone Mass is going to be your friend, especially in the past 5 biomes. So pulling camps, pop a Bone Mass, learn a lot of things. If you have to run, you have to run. Potions will save your ass. If you want to put them in the hotbar, put them in the hotbar. If you are not used to potions in the hotbar and you don't want to accidentally spend a lot of potions like I did originally, then put arrows in the hotbar instead. Or, most likely, upcoming crossbow bolts. Put the crossbow bolts in the hotbar. That way, when you press that key, you won't expend a potion. And because of that, your muscle memory will be trained to only hit those keys situationally when the moment is right. And once you have that muscle memory down, then you can start putting potions up there. Of course, I have potions right here because when I open my inventory, or just hit pause, you see how the cursor is in the middle of the screen? These potions are the quickest slots to that point. So, in an emergency, I can just open my inventory, quickly go over there, and right-click on whatever potion that I need. Of course, medium healing needs are going to help you out. Major healing needs now. But learning and getting better and better in combat, you're going to see that, well, stamina needs, and now lingering stamina needs, will help me so that I no longer get into the situations where I have to use health potions. You're just dominating the course of the battle. Now, how do I get these skills to a decent point? How do I get these skills to a point where they're going to thrive? Well, luckily, they're balanced in such a way where, because everybody's starting off at 0, they're pretty damn strong at the base level. However, they scale excellently, specifically blood magic. Now, there's a couple of ways that you're going to level up certain things, like, let's say, axes and knives. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to go out. See, I have low polearm levels. I want you to go out around your base and just kill deer. Just take them out. Come here, deer. Why is this? See, I leveled up my polearm. Very nice. Why is this? Why am I killing deer? Why am I doing this? What point? Other than just, like, tiny bits of levels. Well, they have a chance to drop trophies. And deer trophies can be used to summon Eikthyr, of course. Now, summoning Eikthyr, if you take a weak weapon to Eikthyr, let's say a stone axe or a flint knife quality 1, you will get many hits in on Eikthyr. So you get rested so that you have your XP boost. You go over to Eikthyr, you have a portal near him, near his altar. You summon Eikthyr and then you smack him. You smack him to death. Of course, you got decent food at this point, but you just smack him. And in smacking him, because one hit is just one hit in terms of leveling up, the hits are the same regardless of the weapon quality or the tier of the weapon, you will get so many hits in and so many levels with that weak weapon, killing Eikthyr repeatedly. One of my favorite things to do as well is go to a Grey Dwarf nest near a troll cave, put up a portal in the troll cave, and then I will go to that Grey Dwarf nest with a weak weapon. So on this character I did a bronze sword quality 1. And I will just go over and grind, kill a bunch of Grey Dwarves, and level up my swords until either the sword broke or I ran and arrested. So here it is, sword level 1, very nice. Of course, these low tier items, they cost very little stamina. I also have quality 1 Atgear, quality 1 club for leveling up certain things. Very, very, very nice. But you also get ancient seeds. And you can take those weak weapons and a bunch of your ancient seeds to the Elder Altar, where you can then grind against the Elder. And that's kind of a feedback loop, right? You get levels at the Grey Dwarf Nest, get a bunch of ancient seeds, fight the Elder with all the ancient seeds, and then you rinse and repeat. It's very, very, very nice for leveling up skills. Now, your magic skills are going to be a little bit different. So, magic, of course, it's a little tricky to level up. Takes Eider food. You got to be on that thing with cooking and farming and all of that, but that's okay. Now Royal Jelly respawns in Infested Mines, so you're going to look up in the Infested Mines, and you might see a little dripping stalactite of jelly, and that's when you can tell that a Royal Jelly thing is going to respawn in about 4 days in game time. So 2 hours in game time, a day is 30 minutes, so 21 minutes of daytime, 9 minutes of nighttime. You can shorten that down by 36 minutes by cutting out the nighttime. So your Royal Jelly is way, way more convenient. But the coolest thing is that even though mobs technically respawn, you can put down campfires inside the Infested Mines when you have a high concentration of jelly stalactites, and the mobs won't respawn. But the jelly will, which means you have all these resources. You can farm up for stuffed mushrooms, and you have all of this Royal Jelly for Seeker Aspic and Yggdrasil porridge. And you're going to take your 3 Eider foods at that point. You're going to head over to the swamp. Thread Menace has a really good video for grinding out blood magic. Just summon up skeletons with the Dead Razor, bubble them up with Staff of Protection, and you're going to use the hoe, raise up earth around the spawners. So you have a collection of spawners, 2 Draugr spawners, 1 skeleton spawner. Just raise up all of the earth around them so that your skeletons don't destroy the spawners, and then just have your skeletons destroy all of the Draugrs. And then when the bubble pops, rebubble, and then get back to safety. Let the skeletons do their thing. And it takes a while, but you're going to get the blood magic up, and it scales really well, especially with Staff of Protection. That's going to be incredible S tier support for you and your group. That thing is ridiculously good. Something else you could do is set up an AFK blood magic thing, where you have the same sort of deal with the spawner. Let's say this could even be a Grey Dwarf spawner that you have dug out, and have despawning things on the outside radius of this so that mobs like trolls don't interfere. So put down like torches or workbenches or something. And you summon your skeletons, and you can keep killing them with like friendly fire. And I think you'll actually get EXP for this, which is super interesting. But you keep summoning them until you get archers. And then you have your high up perch that you built, and the archers just keep on killing whatever spawns indefinitely until you have your desired level. And that's a sort of like AFK farm that you can just keep running for however long. Elemental magic is much easier. So, elemental magic, you're going to get a golem pit. You probably already have these somewhere, like you got like a silver vein that you've excavated, and there's just a hole there, and a golem has found its way trapped in there. You're going to set up a structure over that or nearby, and then put a portal in there. Get all of your Eider food ready. Keep bone mass ready just in case you get hunted. And you are going to take your frost staff, and you're just going to pelt the golem repeatedly. And you're just going to rinse and repeat until you run out of rested, or you run out of Eider food. Or, of course, your Staff of Frost breaks. So, you still get EXP for hitting the golem, but the golem is immune to frost. So you'll never kill the golem. You'll never even deal damage to the golem. It's just infinite EXP. So even though it's less EXP per hit of the Staff of Frost, well, you're just machine gun pelting it. And that levels up your elemental magic real high. Like, people have gotten their elemental magic to 100, no problem that way. Arbalest. Arbalest is actually a lot easier to level up, but it takes a long time. You just have to stay around your base, and you see little things, little creatures like necks and of course your deer hanging around. You just snipe them. Simple as that. Now, of course, for getting your bone bolts, you can set up a portal right outside of a burial chamber if it has a evil bone pile right near the entrance, and that way you can farm up your bones, and you can also gain levels that way, which is super nice. And feathers, of course, you get from your lovely chickens. They really like to hang out around this area. I don't know why. They love hanging out around here. Yeah. They have feathers, and you can make a whole bunch of arrows, bolts, all that good stuff. And then you're set. You are all set to just hang out around the base and snipe enemies with a crossbow. The beautiful thing is, of course, while your arbalest is reloading, you're regenning Eider. So, mage builds, perfect for non-combatants to get into combat. You're going to be playing optimally, you're going to be shredding things, you're going to be playing pretty safely too, considering how effective the Staff of Protection bubble is. And learning how to play is not too challenging at all once you have bone mass on and go fight some fulling camps, get that EXP. Of course, it's just 5 minutes at a time, but that should be all you need if you have high tier gear. And you should be up and running in no time. I hope you've enjoyed this little video, and I hope that many non-combatants are tempted and will enjoy in the future the wonders of Valheim combat like I do. Alright, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys some other time. Bye!